Good evening, you're watching 7 at 7, the only news bulletin where we curate the day's top 7 stories for our viewers. Right before I take you through the headlines, I want to quickly apprise our viewers where India stands, at least numerically, with its fight against COVID-19. Let's take you through the numbers. This is what it looks like right now. Our total tally is at 77,61,312. We've seen till now 1,17,306 deaths. Let's break this down numerically. State-wise, Maharashtra continues to dominate with the highest import of positive cases of 16,25,197. Mind you, 1/3 of the total death toll, national death toll, is from Maharashtra at 42,831. At the second spot is the state of Andhra Pradesh with 7,96,919 positive cases and 6,524 deaths. Third is the state of Karnataka with a total import of positive cases of 7,88,551. Have seen more deaths even than in Andhra Pradesh at 10,770. Looking to take over the state of Andhra Pradesh, where the chronology of the top 3 states across India is concerned. All right, we're getting in breaking news that is coming in right now. Let's quickly take you through that. All right, news in on the FATF grey list. That's the latest news break that is filtering in right now. There was word that it could be in fact blacklisted, but now word is coming in. It was decided in the plenary after Islamabad failed to comply with all the 27 parameters of the Financial Action Task Force's action plan. Pakistan will now remain at grey list area. So that's the latest that we're getting in terms of the biggest news break coming in from Pakistan. Pakistan will now remain on the grey list of FATF. There was word coming in it could be blacklisted, but now will continue to be on the grey list. It was decided in the plenary after Islamabad failed to comply with all the 27 parameters of the Financial Action Task Force's action plan. That's the latest that we are getting in right now. Pakistan will be on the grey list. It was hoping to be removed from there. There was also word coming in because of its terror activities. It could now be blacklisted. But word is that it continues to remain on the grey list. That would mean, in terms of economic sanctions, would be quite a bit. Imran Khan right now exposed with what one could suggest on the global stage. Pakistan will remain in FATF grey list as it has not complied with all actions against terror funding and money laundering. Decision was taken today at the FATF plenary. This is, in fact, a huge embarrassment coming in for Imran Khan and even the Pakistan army, which presides over such terror funding in Southeast Asia. But all of this is also happening at a point of time, viewers, when Pakistan is in a state of conundrum. Way too much turmoil taking place, with many saying that Imran Khan is actually on his way out. None of that yet right now, but like I said, Pakistan in a state of internal flux. But the latest says Pakistan will remain on the grey list of the FATF. Pakistan had complied with only, these are reports that are filtering in. Pakistan had complied with only 2 of the 27 parameters that were prescribed by the global terror watchdog. I want to connect right now to our foreign affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, who's joining me live with the latest update. Geeta, what more can you add to this?
Well, it is clear right now that Pakistan is going to continue remaining on the FATF grey list because the FATF was not convinced. Of the 27 parameters, there are only a very few that Pakistan, 2 or 3, that Pakistan completely was in compliance of. And then they were largely compliant on a few, partially compliant on a few, and 6 they were absolutely non-compliant, which means that there are areas of concern that FATF had, and they have not complied. There are details that are trickling in of countries that supported the Pakistani side and countries that have not. Preeti will be putting out those details. But for now, the 37-member group has decided that Pakistan should remain on the FATF grey list till the next review, which in all probability will take place in February. given the pandemic, they already had got an extension and it was moved to the plenary session. And the plenary now has decided that Pakistan continues to remain non-compliant in very critical areas of terror financing and money laundering, and therefore will continue to remain on the grey list. Remember, there are only 3 countries that need to oppose a move on the blacklist. They already have support of those 3 countries, China, Malaysia and Turkey. But when it comes to the grey list, they really do not have enough support to get off that list.
Appreciate you joining us, Geeta. We're going to continue to come back to you. Well, that's what we are tracking right now. The latest is that Pakistan continues to remain on the grey list of the FATF. This is a huge setback for Imran Khan and his government, even the Pakistan army. Mind you, all of this taking place in the backdrop where Pakistan's internally is in a state of flux. Let's quickly shift focus now to India. And the latest, of course, is that we are on a missile testing spree. The latest addition to all of this is the anti-ship missile Udan. Indian Navy today successfully test-fired the anti-ship missile Udan from a coveted Prabal in the Arabian Sea. Now, the test was part of the naval exercise of the Western Fleet to the operational ready. The missile hit the target ship with accuracy is what we are getting to know. So it was a successful test. Also, India has test-fired as many as 12 missiles in a period of a month and a half. 3 tests come at a time when India is locked in a standoff with China at the LAC. That's the latest that we're getting in terms of India testing its missiles.
An incredible piece of footage from the hallowed turf of Pokhran. What you're looking at is the Nag, India's very own anti-tank guided missile, blasting out from its carrier, soaring high into the sky and screaming down to destroy a target tank. Nag, anti-tank guided missile, 4.7 kilometer range, target tanks, armored vehicles. Status ready for induction. The Nag has taken a long time to prove itself. But with this test, the missile has completed its final trial with the Indian Army and is now declared fit for induction and operational service. The final trial by fire you see here was no ordinary one. While it was fired here at a small range, the missile can destroy targets out to 7 kilometers. The missile was integrated with the actual warhead and a tank target was kept at designated range. Fired at sunrise, the missile accurately locked and destroyed the target tank. The Nag missile has fire and forget and top attack capabilities to defeat all modern battle tanks equipped with composite and reactive armor. With this final user trial, Nag will enter into production phase. The missile will be produced by Defence PSU Bharat Dynamics Limited, whereas Ordnance Factory Medak will produce the Nag missile carrier you see firing the weapon. The Nag's carrier, the BMP-2, is already deployed in large numbers in Ladakh and at high altitudes, which means the Nag will, in the coming months, see possible deployment in area where India and China have deployed large numbers of armored vehicles during the current standoff. Nag carriers deployed in strength could be formidable tank killers in such a scenario. The final trials will hopefully bring to a close the long, difficult development and testing journey of one of India's most awaited missiles. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, why do we say that India is on a missile testing spree? What are the missiles that India has tested off late? Let's just take you through the chronology of that. BrahMos surface-to-surface missile was what India tested. It was deployed in Ladakh. Now, the other missile that India has tested was Nirbhay, India's missile power surface-to-surface missile, and it was tested deployed along the LAC. Now, Rudram was the anti-radiation missile tested off Su-30, can target surveillance radars. Now, Shaurya, nuclear-capable missile, strike range of 750 kilometers, difficult to track by enemy radar. And lastly, it was the Prithvi 2, which was nuke-capable surface-to-surface missile, can carry warheads of 500 to 1,000 kilograms, uses advanced guidance system. So this is in terms of the latest missiles that India has tested. All of this also happening in the backdrop of India's standoff along the LAC. All right. Let's now quickly cut across to the very latest that is coming in. Something that was said in Bihar by the Prime Minister, mind you, the NDA star campaigner, reverberated back in Kashmir. It was Article 370. The Prime Minister on his maiden campaign rally at Sasaram today, of course he had two others after that, brought up the abrogation of Article 370. Modi accused the opposition of siding with forces which are conspiring to weaken India by promising to restore Article 370 in Jammu Kashmir. Mincing no words, Prime Minister accused the opposition of insulting the forces. Meanwhile, addressing her first press briefing since her release from detention, PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti said that the Prime Minister had to resort to Article 370 to ask for votes in Bihar. The former Jammu Kashmir chief minister also said that the robber has to eventually return to what he robs. Remember, the mainstream political parties in Jammu Kashmir held a meeting last week at Gupkar Road at the residence of NC patron Farooq Abdullah and formed an alliance for restoration of the special status of the erstwhile state as it existed before the 5th of August.
जम्मू कश्मीर से आर्टिकल 370 हटने का इंतजार देश बरसों से कर रहा था या नहीं, ये फैसला हमने लिया, एनडीए की सरकार ने लिया, लेकिन आज ये लोग इस फैसले को पलटने की बात कर रहे हैं। ये कह रहे हैं कि सत्ता में आए तो आर्टिकल 370 फिर लागू कर देंगे। और इनका दुस्साहस देखिए, इतना कहने के बाद भी ये लोग बिहार के लोगों से वोट मांगने की हिम्मत दिखा रहे हैं। जो बिहार अपने बेटे बेटियों को सीमा पर देश की रखवाली के लिए भेजता है, क्या ये उसकी भावना का अपमान नहीं है?
किसी भी पार्लियामेंट मेंबर के 500 के बजाय अगर ये 1000 भी होंगे, इनके हाथ में वो ताकत कतई नहीं है कि वो जम्मू कश्मीर में जो 370 जो हमारी पोजीशन है या 35 है या हमारी जो स्पेशल पोजीशन है उसको वो छीन सके। They don't have any powers. It is the Indian Constitution. हिंदुस्तान के आईन ने वो पावर्स हमारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली को दिए हैं कि इसको रखना है या इसको छोड़ना है, और हमारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली ने इसका फैसला किया था कि इसको बरकरार रखना है। जो चीज चुराई गई हो, जो चीज डाकाजनी से हासिल की गई हो, वो ज्यादा देर डाकू के पास नहीं रहती है, वो अपने लोगों के पास वापस पहुंच जाती है। वो जो उनका कोई वो यूपी का वो जो वर्दी पहने होता है, वो किस कलर की, नारंगी रंग की, उसने कल क्या बोला? जब वोट मांगने के लिए कोई इनके पास कारकर्दगी नहीं है, दे हैव नथिंग टू शो। क्या कहते हैं? आप जम्मू कश्मीर में आप जमीन खरीद सकते हो, हमने 370 वहां से हटा दिया। उसके बाद बोला कि हम मुफ्त के वैक्सीन देंगे, मगर आज वजीर आजम को, नरेंद्र मोदी जी को फिर 370 की बात करनी पड़ी वोट के लिए। यानी हमें समझना चाहिए कि ये सरकार जो इस मुल्क के मसले मसाइल हैं उनको सुलझाने में नाकाम हो गई है।
All right, so this was the mention of Article 370 was done by the Prime Minister for the first time in Bihar, where he kick-started the Bihar campaign. He held 3 rallies today. It began with Sasaram, then it was Gaya, then it was Bhagalpur. He mentioned 370 in all 3 rallies. He even went on to touch on the issue of nationalism, on what happened in terms of the face-off in Galwan, which was the center of it all was the Bihar regiment. He spoke of the soldiers that Bihar gives to the country. He said, I bow to them. He also tore into the opposition, especially the RJD and Tejashwi Yadav, by talking about that the days of the lantern are over, pretty much taking a jibe at the logo of the party, the insignia of the RJD, which is a green lantern. The Prime Minister also reminded the public of the crimes during Lalu Yadav's reign. He also said that under Nitish Kumar, the law and order situation has improved.
बिहार अब विकास की ओर तेजी से बढ़त बात है। अब बिहार के कोई बीमारू बेबस राज्य नहीं कह सकत लालटेन के जमाना गईल।
Well, Bihar is going to election, but so is the United States of America. Well, at a poll rally in America, the U.S. President Donald Trump made what India said was a filthy jibe. It was in connection with the air quality of India, where he said that India's air is filthy. Many would suggest that he said nothing wrong. But then there is this other side, and it's true. How much does the United States of America actually add to the carbon footprint in the world? Well, India doesn't come anywhere close to that of the United States of America. All right, so this is what the President of the United States said, but let's just cut across and get you the very latest on Rahul Gandhi's rallies that took place in Bihar.
नरेंद्र मोदी ने आपको एक दिन नहीं दिया। पूरे देश में हम लॉकडाउन कर रहे हैं, मगर प्रधानमंत्री ने एक मिनट ये नहीं सोचा कि बिहार के जो मजदूर हैं उनको पैसा कहां से मिलेगा, उनको खाना कहां से मिलेगा, उनको पीने का पानी कहां से मिलेगा। और आपने देखा, हम सब ने देखा कि बिहार के मजदूर हजारों किलोमीटर बिना पानी, बिना भोजन, मरते पिसते बिहार की ओर चले।
All right, with that, I'm going to go into a quick break. When we return, we're going to get you a fact check segment. Welcome back. You're watching our fact check segment on 7 at 7. Well, there was an image that is floating about which seemed to suggest that liquor has been seized in Bihar right before polls. Mind you, Bihar is a dry state. However, this image is wrong. This is from Thailand and has nothing to do with India, leave alone Bihar. With that quick fact check, it's a wrap on 7 at 7, but do stay tuned. Up next is To The Point. Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.